fantasy characters always have English accents?
Nah.
Yes, it is weird, but I think it speaks to America's fear of class. We fear that there's a whole country that's classier than we are, and we're right.
Guys, at this very moment over crumpets. All right, here we go, y'all. This is for all the marbles. Topic number 1. This is for Adam and Felicia.
Oh God.
Who has had the bigger impact on modern cinema?
Really good debate.
Today, audience.
People,
George Lucas or Stan Lee? Adam, you go first. 90 seconds to make your case. Go.
For George Lucas.
No! Yes!
Yes! Okay, George Lucas, I mean, he comes out of the first wave of independent filmmakers like John Cassavetes and Francis Ford Coppola. He shoots onto the scene with the THX 1138, a truly like visionary science fiction movie. So updates to this sort of like dystopic America that's happening there in the late 60s and early 70s, and reinforms this sort of bubblegum science fiction from the 50s that goes to a very deep level. Yes, and then invents the summer blockbuster and space that's lived in. Go ahead and try to beat that with Stan Lee, Felicia.
I came in under your time. That was exciting. Well made case.
I sat on Stan Lee's lap one time. It was a party, guys. I don't know what happened. I was so drunk. Listen, I think Stan Lee has contributed. I mean, look around us. 40 years ago when Star Wars came out, there were not this many people who loved pop culture, and I think Stan Lee has affected pop culture in infinite ways around the globe. He has created this shared universe, the shared cinematic universe, which originated in the comics. Also, how much money has been spent on Marvel movies in production as well as consumer dollars, and I really think his characters are hotter overall, although I would do Han Solo in a second. I'm gonna open this up to the panel if anybody else would like to tag in either of these arguments in favor or against Lee or Lucas.
I think if George let Han shoot first and left it that way, I'll be arguing that way. Han did shoot first. But I also share a birthday with Stan Lee, so I gotta go with Stan Lee. December 28th, there you go.
I'll go with Stan Lee because I've sat on his lap also, but
You have none.
Were you there?
Are there pictures? Is there action?
Oh,
Is there proof of you on Stan Lee's lap?
Yeah.
Stan Lee like at the mall taking dollars like a hired Santa? What's going on?
It was like a Santa situation. It was Comic-Con, you guys.
For Christmas, I would like a doomsday gauntlet.
And Stan was in a furry suit.
Oh, when in Rome.
Does anybody want to volunteer another director that they'd like to say has contributed more than either of these men?
Yeah, Spielberg's close.
Fritz Lang.
Sure.
Fritz Lang.
Much wider range of material he's done
Deep
overall.
cut.
Yeah, deep cuts, guys. We start intellectual and we just slowly work towards drunk.
Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, all right. Now you're just trying to send out to Guillermo del Toro. He's not here right now. Not in the audience. All right, guys. So we're gonna vote on this one. Who made their case better? Adam for George Lucas. Adam for George Lucas. Felicia for Stanley. Felicia took that one. It's just because all of you are 11 and you've only ever seen Avengers movies. You don't know who George Lucas is. You think he's the guy that scoops your ice cream down at the corner. It's okay, we're moving on, y'all. Here we go. Topic 2 for John and for Joe. Would you rather be an average citizen in King's Landing or in Marvel's New York City? John for New York, Joe for King's Landing. John, go.
I would rather be in New York City because of all of the things it had. Plus, it's a big musical theater town, and I'd love to see the Fantastic Four do a big number together, like anything. Also, you've got Luke Cage, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Hawkeye. There's a plethora of people who are in Marvel's New York. The thing with King's Landing is I don't want shit thrown on me at all, okay? Marvel's New York, it would be kind of all, again, sparkles, glitz, lights, fabulousness. Okay, there's a couple of things like Dr. Octopus, is that right? Yeah?
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, he would come in with all his arms and throw that stuff around. However, in King's Landing, we have someone like Jonathan Pryce. I don't want to be there. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Yes, okay. So also the fact that, in Marvel's New York, Thor's hammer is Thor's hammer. In King's Landing, with Circe, it would be a sex toy, okay? All right, but also when it's, it's getting along with your brother in Marvel's New York is one thing. Getting along with your brother in King's Landing is another. It doesn't mean you're on top. So my definitive one, although I have an affection for an infection from King's Landing, I would go with Marvel's New York City just because today's theme is because I am Mr. Marvelous, it's fantabulous.
Okay, yes. To Joe.
My first question is, what did you do that was so bad that people were throwing shit at you in King's Landing?
I walked naked through King's Landing, like everybody else. Actually, Circe was pissed off because I did Jamie.
We all know Jamie's super slutty, you guys.
Listen,
Super slutty.
the average citizen in Marvel is being attacked by everything from giant metal caterpillars from the sky to Thanos. It's not safe out there. Listen, if you're the average citizen in King's Landing, you can hide in the streets and somehow work your way up and do something about the leadership, if you know what I mean.
Sounds like America.
Wow. I didn't say that. Maybe you're the long lost Stark. I mean, I'm saying I played a wolf for years, so maybe I'm the long lost Stark. And I can kind of hide out in the streets with the blacksmith, and then we wind up finding our way up to the throne room, and we can actually do something about the leadership over there, and then take our army, join up with Jon Snow, and save the world from the White Walkers.
Okay.
Nice.
The only problem is that there can be one queen in New York City, hey, hey, but there can't be two queens in King's Landing, all right?
I have to say, these are very even arguments, and I'm just still working on Joe as direwolf. I'm just would be a dope ass direwolf.
I would love to go to King's Landing, but there are no black people in King's Landing. And they got White Walkers. Like, the whole situation is like, stay your black ass home.
Let's take it over.
All right, well, we made an argument for kicking with Salvador San. Thank you very much. Should we open it out to the audience? John for New York, for Marvel's New York? Okay. Joe for King's Landing. Joe for King's Landing. I don't know, this feels like a push to me. This feels like a push. Can we call it a push? Don't be sitting up front with your thumbs down telling me no. I rule. I rule here.
Not what you said, not what you said.
Claiming my time.
I'm gonna call that a push, right? We'll save that one for later. Here we go. Top three for Orlando and for Janet. Ooh, ladies, this one's for you. Who is the best Chris? Pratt, Hemsworth, Evans, Pine. Sparkle into me, gentlemen. You can Rochambeau it. I don't care who goes first. All right. This is between Orlando and Janet.
Yeah.
And you get to pick whatever Chris you like. Orlando, you go first.
No, ladies go first.
Oh, that's very tall. Yes, we do. Thank you very much. Okay, Janet, go first.
What a gift. This is a terrifying subject. This is very, very difficult.
This is real. This is real shit, man.
And I do end up with whoever I pick. Is that
100%. Unless the lady in the front row would have thought, no.
Okay.
Janet,
I don't wanna see
girl,
that. No.
Janet, keep believing that. Keep
Okay,
believing
great.
that.
Based on that fact alone, I'm going to go with Chris Pratt. He's very, very funny. He's humble. Please, Parks and Rec. He's got the comedy chops. Now, those other Chris's can be very funny, but I feel like Chris is like the authentic goofball. You know, he makes fun of himself. I like to make fun of myself. We could get together and be mean to each other about ourselves.
That sounds like a really good time.
But this is the thing. I don't even feel like I need to say much more because I happen to have read an article that was an interview with two of the other Chris's, Hemsworth and Evans, and they said Chris Pratt is the best Chris. Why would I go against them? Chris Pratt, guys,
first of all,
sorry.
they was drunk at the time, so you can't use that against them.
They were sitting on Stan Lee's lap.
It happens.
I love how they were like, if I pick myself, I just sound like a dick. We're just gonna miss Chris is not here. Come on. Then they leave. They're both like, yeah, it's me. Of course it's me. All right, and on to Orlando. Pick your Chris.
I really feel like my inner black woman, Olandra, needs to answer this question. So first of all, let's get a few things straight, boo-boo, because you all incorrect over there. Okay.
Here we go.
Chris Evans went on television. We all saw this, and he told his mama after he lost his virginity. Now that is a good boy. That's a good boy. That is. He is adorable and sweet, and he is close to his mama, and he is Captain America, and he does comedy. And Chris Pine is just a wonderful singer. Chris Pine is the only one of this action group that you could take to see Barbara Streisand.
Just
You would be like, that's a great idea. Let's go, Orlando. I love
Chris is
this
right now.
idea.
He's seen all of the other Chris's.
He's
It's
pitting
Pine,
all the
Evans.
other-
Well, I'm saying that all of them collectively beat your Chris. That is better options. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it works that way.
Oh my God, you guys! I just had a vision of all the
3 to
Chris's
1.
pressed together as a giant hot Gundam wing.
Yes, like a duck turkey thing. Yes, salmon duck turkey. You put them all together and pick your flavor.
It's a Chris Duckin.
It's a Chris Duncan. And it's delicious.
Yeah.
It is delicious.
Guys, I just got the NSFW version of the word Chris Duncan. John.
It was from me.
Would anybody else like to volunteer?
I would, at a party, at a Comic-Con party about 6 years ago, I went up to Chris Hemsworth and I was a little bit drunk and I was like, "You're a very attractive man." And he looked at me and was like, "Thank you." That's classic.
He is
Turned away. So I would say he's the nicest because I didn't get ejected by security.
Yeah, he didn't go over and like wave at you like that one.
You're
That one
already
right there, the redhead.
But let's be honest, how many guys in here would leave their girl for Chris Hemsworth? I'm just saying, he is beautiful. Don't lie.
You can tell he's a tender
He
lover.
is like Fabio if Fabio could fight. I love it. His hair is beautiful. I want to like knit it into a crochet.
Do you know, when I was little, Thor was the only doll that I never, action figure that I never wanted to play with, Amigo figures, and you know why? Because it looked too much like Cheryl Ladd with the hammer. I'm showing my age now.
Super vintage. I just want to point out that Chris Pine cried during the Oscars, during the performance of Selma, and I just got the biggest lady boner I've ever had in my life.
right.
I'm like, "Oh, you feel it all inside and say,
I honest to God talk to him like this, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just so happy to see you, Chris. I'm just so happy. Don't make it weird, Chris. Don't make it weird.
He's making it weird.
It's so weird, you guys. Okay, we're gonna vote right now. Orlando for
What?
Chris Evans. Janet for Chris Pratt.
She wanted to.
I'm gonna tell Chris Pratt about all you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think Orlando took that.
He loves you.
But you are very fair.
Can you Instagram the pictures, Janet?
Yes, and just, we don't even need to see faces.
Yeah.
We don't
No.
even need like a kneecap.
Yeah, no problem.
It's like a Chris cap.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Topic
Making all
4.
kinds of promises.
Topic 4, this is the bulky one. This is substantial, guys. We're answering the great questions of the world right now. We're bringing these things to resolution. Everyone has an envelope in front of them with your name on it. One at a time. Oh, hold, you curly bastards. One at a time, you'll open it and reveal the name of a famous captain, and you will prop it in front of you. But we are not going to debate until everyone has revealed what captain they have been given. After you've revealed your captain, each one will, at a time, you'll get 30 seconds to make your case for why your captain is the greatest of all captains. The whole panel can then weigh in and argue, and at the end, the audience will determine for all time which captain stands above the others. We will start at the far end of the table for this debate entitled, "Oh Captain, My Captain." Janet, you open first.
Okay. I just want to say, I assume the only captains who matter are in these envelopes. so if like they're not in these envelopes, they don't matter. Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna
I just
tell
want to
you-
see how this plays
I'm
out.
gonna tell you already. I already know where you're going with this.
I just want to see how this plays out.
There's probably a critical. There's a critical captain missing. There is a critical captain
I was just
missing.
curious. I was just
That's
curious.
right.
I was just curious as I looked at the table. I was just curious.
So say it and then prop it in front of you so everyone can see.
Okay, I seem to have opened Captain America.
Okay.
You got Captain America?
I'm afraid so.
Yes. And
Funny that.
And now to Joe. Yes. There you go.
Okay.
Orlando.
Lots of support there.
And now, dear John Barrowman.
Oh, come on.
No good? No good? Are you sure?
This is a problem, I think.
It's the only one you the captain you can eat without being arrested.
argue that.
Oh, you know what? Guys, he really just wants you guys to look at his spot as he's walking away.
What do you think I was doing? I was looking.
Felicia, continue.
I don't know, you guys.
Adam, I believe in you.
You can't take the sky from me.
All right.
So there's no.
We see you lost John. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's hysterical.
All right.
There's a new captain in the mix, obviously.
You didn't like Christmas Crunch? It was delicious. Crunch berries, peanut
The
butter.
only captain you can eat without getting arrested. Here we go. Guys, I'm just like right under SFW. Just right there. Like KSFW. All right, here we go. Jenna, start.
Oh, Captain America. Captain America's awesome. I think we all agree that it was very tough for me to choose Chris Pratt because I also love Chris Evans. He did a fantastic job. He represents lots of different eras. He stayed true to a woman even as she became a crinkly, delightful, sweet old woman. I think that's very sweet, wonderful. Captain America has been represented not only by a white guy, but in comics has been represented by an African American person and by an LGBT plus female. I believe her name is America Chavez. And I think Isaiah Bradley, am I right?
Wow.
Isaiah Bradley, also a Captain America. Look it up.
Time. That was very, very
yeah.
good. You made a wonderful case.
I just like the way you said African American person. Made me want to be one of those people. That's
Good luck. Good luck, Orlando.
She's an African American
Good luck.
person.
They are delightful.
They're delightful.
They're delightful. All right, turn.
Beautiful.
He was the original rogue, the original badass, the original space pirate. Don't tell this man the odds. He had a giant 8-foot-tall, furry friend named Chewbacca who did whatever he said. As I said before, he shot first. He did the Kessel Run, under 12 parsecs. Princess Leia was in love with him. When I was a little kid, I used to look out my window every single night. I'd find the brightest star and I would wish on it every single day that I would grow up to be him. And the fact that I get to be here and argue his merits is a dream come true.
Good for the jugular by appealing to everybody's little baby nerd. Maybe your sentiments.
I was that baby nerd.
You were a baby nerd inside of you. Orlando.
First of all, we have to separate. Are we talking about Chris Pine, Captain?
I'm talking about Chris Pine, Captain Kirk.
That's the one I'm talking about. Because I've been in a Twitter war with Shatner for 3 years now. He just unfollowed me. He gets so mad at me all the time. I may have made a comment about a girdle. I don't know what was happening. It was late night and he was being rude. He was mad at me because Misha Collins does Gishwish every year. Shout out to my Destiel Supernatural family. So, long story story short, he wanted me to be on his team and I wouldn't be on his team, and then he got all in his feelings and cussed me out.
Well,
So I can't really, he Captain Kirk, I get it, he's amazing. He kissed the first black woman on television, which frankly at a time when nobody really was thinking about those things, and he represented nerddom in a way that others didn't. The science was actually pseudo-real on Star Trek, and of course the fans brought it back after they canceled it, so it's a true fan-made, fan-born thing.
Yes.
So for that alone, I gotta give him and Captain Kirk all of his due. Shout out to Gene Roddenberry and their beautiful family. But you, Shaka, I'm tired of. You are on full time out, Shaka. Do you hear me? Full time out. You need to take several seats. That means stand up, sit down again. Then I'll tell you when it's okay just to stay down. That's it. Done.
I love it. Shatner's watching all of this and making various notes.
He is so gonna cuss me out when he
Furious. It's waiting. There's like a tweet storm waiting for you. John Barrowman.
Captain Jack Harkness, where did Jack Harkness was the first openly LGBTQ character ever on television and SYFY in the British United Kingdom. He also led his way into the United States. He was played by an openly gay, proud, and out loud man. Never seen before on television. The fact that he looked fabulous, dressed in a very gracious, beautiful long coat, saved the universe, never cared who he upset, it was as long as it was for the good of the people and everyone around him and the good of society and humanity. He also didn't give a crap who he slept with. His motto was anyone with a zip code, and we live by that today. Captain Jack Harkness, A number 1. Hello, everybody. And he was also best friends with one of the greatest time travelers in the universe, in the galaxy.
I gotta give me one of them gracious coats you're talking about.
Yeah, gracious coat. And
Gracious.
Felicia just smelled it.
And I ovulated.
Now I'm gonna go sit on Stanley's lap.
It was one time, it was Comic-Con.
It's what happens at Comic-Con.
It just happens
up in your
all the
Instagram
time.
feed, and then you make all your friends like it.
All right, listen, I have a really hard follow-up to all those things, and I want to tell you a story. You know when you get takeout, and you get like maybe some Vietnamese spring rolls, or some kind of sushi thing, and you get the little tiny cup that has the soy sauce or like the sauce in it, and sometimes you look at it and you're like, I don't want to rinse this out to recycle it, and you put it in your trash. If I throw that out, I will have a nightmare that night that I'm dying. I die, I go to the pearly gates, and who's there but Captain Planet telling me, bitch, you can't come in. Remember those soy sauce cups?
They just single-handedly made Captain Planet so happy. I just like, remember Captain Planet was like, hey, you should recycle, kids. And Felicia's like, bitch, you can't get in the hammock. Like, who do you think you is? You would recycle shit when you was alive. Recycle that thing down the hill, they just turn around, walk out. I'm here picking the trees and shit.
Captain Planet's ghetto.
Oh my God, he's super.
Planet's totally ghetto.
It's Kevin. He's like, I was trying to be cool when I was down in the 70s, but now I'm my real self. I came out when I went to heaven.
I don't recycle, I reload.
I totally need us to read the Captain Planet this morning so that we can do that version of Captain Planet. It's apparently a mix between Shaft and like we were really guy tights. Yeah.
Gotta be himself. He's unemployed. Anyway,
Adam. Bitch, you better recycle. It's cheap.
All right. This is my favorite captain on this table. A direct narrative descendant of Han Solo, and an improvement upon Han Solo. I said it. An improvement? He's got the best long coat in science fiction. I'm sorry. It's not
But I came first, really. And we look good together, I will say that.
Gloves are off.
Mal also exhibits my favorite, the best qualities of leadership, in that you can see it in his team. Not only would they all die for him, and yes, Chewie would die for Han, but they would all die for him, and you would work with any one of the members of his team. Like, I want to go out for a beer with everybody that he picks to be on his ship. That is, to me, the definition of an excellent leader. It's Mal Reynolds. You can't take this guy back.
This is gonna be a flash vote. This is gonna be a flash vote. I'm gonna go over and I'm just gonna walk down the line. You guys are gonna vote and we're gonna see how this goes. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Janet Marty for Captain America.
It's Cap.
Oh, I know how this is gonna go.
Most
Joe Manganiello for Han Solo. Orlando, who did you have? I can't see your card. I've already forgotten what just happened. Thank you. Orlando for Captain Kirk. John Barrowman for himself. Felicia for Captain Planet.
Oh yeah, try to get into heaven, you guys.
Ain't none of y'all getting in. Adam for Captain Malcolm.
Well done.
Yeah, that was tight. I do think it went to Adam for that one. All right. Everybody gets a
This time I came first.
That's nice. Guys, we're having moments. Topic 6. This is for Adam, Joe, and Felicia. Oh, and by the way, right after this, it's going to be time to hear from our audience. So think of a great, great debate question that you want our panel to tackle. In a few minutes, we'll be lining up at the microphones. Okay, yeah. Oh, did I skip one? Did I skip there? Sorry, I skipped a card. Here we go. Think about your thing. We'll ask you to line up in a little bit, but this is topic 5, not topic 6. Here we go. Orlando, Janet, and John. This is a 3-way battle for all of the marbles. Who wins in a fight? Oh God, you guys, this is a good one. Between the X-Men, Avengers, and Justice League. Everybody gets a minute to make their case, and then everybody will weigh in. Starting with Orlando for the X-Men.
For X-Men?
Yeah, Orlando for X-Men.
Wow, you know, the X-Men, I don't think the X-Men gonna win this. I don't know. I don't really want to put myself in this battle that way. Hold on, get your costume right there. Okay, beautiful. Your legs look so lovely in that. I just want to say that. I can't, does anybody believe X-Men is gonna win this situation? I mean, Magneto, yes, I believe that is a true power on our side, but I don't know. Part of me does not think
What about
that.
Phoenix and Storm?
I mean, yes, I think Phoenix and Storm are really going to beat people in Justice
I don't know the guy with the eyeballs.
Rogue.
Jean Grey.
Yeah, because
Jean Grey, you know, great Phoenix.
psychic
It's
chicks.
the psychic thing going. That could
You
work.
got Wolverine.
What?
You got Wolverine.
I know I love Wolverine. Not for just
Oh.
I mean, I just think we're thinking.
Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool.
Well, I think we're just forgetting about the fact that the X-Men do have. We think of that about them being a terrestrial team, but they do have galactic strengths. They can fly intergalactically. Phoenix can fly anywhere, and she can like change time and shit. She's magic.
Yeah.
She's made out of fire.
Thank you.
All right, I don't know why I'm making your case. I'm just here.
You're trying to make my case, but I'm telling you, I'm being honest. You didn't give me my guys, so I'm gonna have to.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, Janet's got Avengers.
Why you got me?
I got
I love you. It's just in judgment. Janet for Avengers.
I got the Avengers somehow. Do I need to make an argument, or are you guys already with me? The Avengers. I don't really. Listen, they're the ultimate like crazy family that is they're just trying to get along. They love each other. Look, we got somebody from another planet. We got somebody from a different time. We have people who don't have magical powers who still can hold their own with people who have magical powers. They're awesome. The Avengers is not gender specific X-Men. Avenging sounds less pompous than justice. And the Justice League sometimes feels like, hey, my 2 dads are fighting with each other. So I'm gonna go with the Avengers. I think I got lucky on this one.
Now I just see Storm and Rogue being like, X-Men. All right, John, for Justice League. Yeah.
Okay, so with X-Men, you've got people who have issues and things that are you know, their powers are kind of, it's thrown at them in a way that they don't discover them right away. They learn about them and they have to harness them. That takes a long time. So then you go over to the Avengers where they're having civil war. They're also fighting with each other. That's, you know, okay, but Justice League have got it together. Justice League are about to put everything right. Justice League, you've got Batman, depending on which judge, there's a lot of them. You've got everyone from Green Arrow. You have, not only do you have all the superheroes within Justice League, but they also like to take word from some of the bad guys sometimes because they can learn things from bad guys. That's why I like Justice League. Because very early on in the comic book in Justice League of America, they introduced a character called Malcolm Merlyn. Malcolm Merlyn came in and was a little bit ratty, but also gave them a lot of advice. And to this day, within the DC world, Malcolm Merlyn still gives a lot of those characters advice. And Ra's al Ghul trained Batman, so to speak, all sorts of stuff. So my bet is on Justice League because they're covered by women, men, African Americans. They've got everybody in the realm like everybody else does, except Justice League is better.
And Batman ain't got no power, I'm just saying.
Well, Batman, but that's one of the good things because he's like all of us. He's a man who creates his power. And like us, we can create our own powers to change things. I'm on that one.
Okay.
Also, there's like 3.75 Avengers left. So. There's no weird thing. She sneezed and another Avenger disappeared. Anybody else want to weigh in here on who they think should win the three-way before we take it to the audience?
Oh, take it to the audience.
Take it to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it into you guys. Yeah?
Now, what happens in a three-way when you focus on one thing too much?
We're talking about a three-way fight. We're talking about a three-way fight. Guys.
Fight!
Three-way fight. Okay. Here we go. All right, guys. It's time to vote on what I still think is maybe an unresolved question.
Yeah.
But maybe we could what if we merged universes? Wouldn't that be so dope? That's never going to happen. But
no.
That literally they would make all the money on the planet. All economies would grind to a halt. This was a real movie, and all of these teams met up. We'd all explode. We would all avenge out of existence. Like serious Infinity Stone. The planet dies.
But you're right. That's a question that is never going to be solved.
No, it can't be. But let's just give it a try right now, everybody. Orlando for X-Men. Wave your hand up. Janet for Avengers. See? John for Justice League. That feels like a little bit of a push. I don't know.
Legion of Doom.
Let's revote. Janet for Avengers. Janet for Avengers. John for Justice League. John there. Yes, John took that one. Oh, nice. Yes. Guys, he only has so many quarters in his pocket. You're not all going to get money from him. All right, here we go. This is topic 6. And everybody's going to get a minute to make their case for this one, and then we'll all chime in. This topic is for Adam, Joe, and Felicia. Would you rather have a Green Lantern ring, 1 Infinity Stone, or a Wizard Wand? Adam, you're going to get Green Lantern ring, Joe, Infinity Stone, and Felicia, Wizard Wand. Joe, do you want a reminder, a primer on what all the Infinity Stones do? Because I don't know, I just thought they made a really pretty bracelet. Do you want to be reminded what the powers are? I'll remind everybody really quickly the Infinity Stone powers. I'm sure some of you don't know. Don't look at your friend like you don't know. The stones are reality, space, time, power, soul, mind, and badonkadonk. That last one's not real. Okay.
The power to make your ass as big as a Kardashian. There's a stone for that.
And then you drop it down, back it up, and half of people would wrinkle out of existence. Okay. Here we go. Adam with Green Lantern ring.
I have to defend Green Lantern ring?
Yes, you do.
Yes. I can make anything I want unless I'm confronted by a banana. Awesome. Terrible. I know, right? I'm gonna hide from any villain and do like woodwork in a quiet little shack with my Green Lantern ring, hoping that no one brings yellow. And Dick Tracy is my worst foe.
Or Big Bird.
You could make a giant egg timer that tells everybody they're running out of time. That's like a Green Lantern thing. Like, look, it's a giant clock in the sky.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's totally lame. I don't want to defend Green Lantern's ring. I've never wanted one.
Okay.
Can I have one of the Infinity Stones?
Yeah, you can have the Badonkadonk Infinity Stone. I think you could use it. All right, on to Joe for the Infinity Stone of your choice, Joe.
Wait, I get all the
You
Infinity
can pick,
Stones.
no, you have to pick one.
Have to pick one?
You get one
Reality,
stone.
space, time, power, soul, mind. The last three are also the name of a very famous dance show from the 70s.
Time.
I would take time, because anytime anyone pulled something, he pulls his thing with his Green Lantern ring, I can just, like Superman, like, go back in time, whirl the world back before that happened, stop it from happening. I could go back in time and alter the past, paint everything yellow.
We all have our goals.
You can't stop the Infinity Stones.
This is true.
Everyone's disappearing right now. We don't know where they are, even though Spider-Man is in production over in Europe right now. But he's disappeared, people, and it's all because of Thanos' power.
Disappeared to Prague.
Listen, I pull for the bad guys. It's all about the Infinity Stone.
Nice. Nice. We're going to take it to Felicia for the Wizard Wand, but anybody who's got questions, now's the time to line up, so get it together and cue yourselves.
I mean, I feel like it's just obvious. Like a wizard wand is what you can infuse any, like your effort will make it as cool as possible. You put whatever spell in there, and you put a spell to be like, I'm gonna learn more spells. And I'm gonna live forever to be able to learn more spells. You can make the most infinite, powerful wand. You can be like, hey, I'm gonna make an infinity stone disappear. I'm making the world yellow. And this thing over here, I don't even understand why there is, and also wizards are better than anybody. They wear robes, they are, I mean, I want to live in a world where I can just grow my beard down to my chin, you know?
It's called my house. Who doesn't?
Okay, thank you. Anyway, I think you can't even argue against
No, I give my argument right to Felicia. I think the wand is the
And I'm sorry, but one stone, it's not going to do much. It looks like it's from Claire's Jewelry in the mall, you know? They're so fake looking, so forget it.
I take my reality stone, and there's no such thing as a wizard anymore.
Yeah, but I had a clunky device. I was in an alternate dimension, and I already put you in a different dimension that you can't even do anything. 'Cause you're gone.
I went back in time to right before you did that and stopped you from doing that.
I was at the beginning of time. You couldn't even exist. You couldn't exist. I went back before you went, and then I took the sperm that made you, and I went,
Oh no!
Can you give me the list of my other stones, please?
Oh my God, that was so middle school. I love it. Okay, now, so Adam has he's demurred. He's removed himself from the running. He's abdicated. I'm reclaiming his time.
It's the X-Men of stone power.
Joe for the Infinity Stone. Aisha for the Wizard Wand. For beginning of time sperm smashing powers.
that would be such a good iPhone case.
That was a deep cut. That was a very deep cut.
When I take control of the universe, you're all in big trouble.
This is the time for you guys to ask questions, all right? We've got a super team of debaters up here ready to answer any and all
Master debaters.
critical questions and master debaters.
Master debaters.
So do we have cues? We have people lined up? Yes?
Nobody wants to
great.
line up.
Right
Nobody,
there.
you guys, you fear us. You fear our powers, don't you? Okay, first of all, tell me your name.
Hello, my name is Bronwyn.
Bronwyn, you have a super cool
that's
name.
a-
You're a wizard.
Beautiful Welsh name, Bronwyn.
Hi, Bronwyn.
You look incredible. Do it.
My question's a bit confusing to word. Which,
Try to act it out then.
which Captain Marvel movie are you looking forward to more? DC's Captain Marvel, Shazam, or Marvel's Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers?
You're adorable.
Great question.
That was real. That was real.
I don't get it. It was a sick bird somehow, right? Was it a sick bird? No.
For me, whichever one comes out first, I'll go see it. And also because Zach.
I have to see Zach's
Shazam.
movie. I got to see Zach's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they have to be in competition?
Yeah, why can't you see both?
Have one like a little taste, like an appetizer, and then full Marvel after that. Totally.
Are you going to see both, Bronwyn? Are you going to see both? Then why are you doing this? This is like a selfish choice of
We love you, Bron.
Yeah,
We all love your name. We're going to talk about you later.
Love you, Broadway.
Love you, Bronwyn.
The answer is yes, Bronwyn.
Yes to both. Yes to both.
Ron, when you make sure when you see them, all of them, whatever one you see, do a post and tag us all in and let us know what
Yeah, we'll weigh in. We'll weigh in.
And then John will fart
And I'll
sparkles.
ignore you and I'll fart sparkles.
Okay, next question.
Hi, my name's Alex.
Hi, Alex.
My question is, which ranger archetype do you think is better dressed, a better archer, and a better fighter? Malcolm Merlin or Drizzt Do'Urden?
Oh, no question for me, Drizzt. No. But I'm a D&D head, so I'm gonna go Drizzt. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Drizzt.
I mean, you know, John, obviously.
I'm not going to comment on this one.
Oh, okay. You're recusing yourself?
No,
Only everybody in this world will recuse themselves from the program.
I know, I'm not going to be like that. I have to go with the man that I have learned to love, and he's a jerk, and he's a father, and he's an ass, but he does, I think he's the most honest of villains. I have to go with Malcolm Merlin. That's my choice.
I just love it. He made it. I'm a jerk, I'm a father, I'm an ass, I'm a brother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I shoot you in your tank.
Hey, Aisha, if your arrow is that precise, come to my house.
I'm bound.
Like I said, next time we're in London, come out.
Oh my God, I know. We drank in some parts of over heroes and villains, and we just were texting gibberish for a night. Okay, that's just inside baseball. Here we go. Next question.
Hi, my name's Damien, and my question is, Thanos has snapped his fingers. Which of you survives and why?
Everyone's making a case for themselves.
Stay there.
Oh, you don't get to duck out after that question. You are. Everybody make eye contact with him. What's your name?
Damien.
Okay, Damien. That's right. Okay.
Thanos snaps his fingers
Make a case for yourself.
because I'm also a supervillain. And we can rule the universe together.
Aw, bromance. It's nice.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Janet?
I'm gonna lean hard on having been Avatar Korra and say somehow that snap wouldn't do anything. She would just maybe she'd be in the spirit realm. I don't know, but I think she'd survive, and I would just be quietly behind her, hiding in her shadow, hoping Thanos didn't notice me.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh, sure it does. Sure it does.
Thanos is like, are you under there? Come on out there. Come on. Come on out of there. I can see you.
That's exactly how it works.
Come on, so I can snap you out of there. Come on. Don't be a jerk.
I feel like I would survive because when I was a kid, my mom was like, take care of your skin because it's the only thing you've got. And I moisturized myself so much. I feel like whatever it is that makes people dusty, it would just kind of swap over me. I love that. I'm just so glossy and moist. Yeah, right? Thank you. Smart.
He is super white. Yeah.
Smart. I am, right?
And so moist.
So moist.
I think I would survive because you'd be with me, and Thanos being a little misunderstood because if you step back into the light, that would be the shirt that he'd read. That's my quote, never apologize for being nerdy because non-nerdy people never apologize for
That's
being
a great
assholes.
t-shirt.
And Thanos would say, you can stay.
That's right. Maybe you want t-shirt.
I think he would spare me. Because, let's be really honest, if there was an apocalypse, whose house would you want to come to? You'd want to come to my house.
Oh, yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
Guys, Adam has a collection of like 7,000 lightsabers. And I think like 3,000 of them are still working. The other ones, their batteries have run down, but like 3,000 are still operational. So.
Some of my crystals are a little down in power.
Just waiting for a celestial event to charge them up again. But, who hasn't made a case for themselves?
Mr. Nancy can move through time, so honestly, it's right at the point where he decides he's going to snap his finger. I'll just be out, and then I'll
You could just turn into a spider. You could just turn into a spider and
I
slip
can turn into a
away.
spider and leave the room. I got a lot of ways to get out of the room. But I think, Thanos needs to be honest with himself and just step out of that closet a little bit. And he wouldn't be so angry killing people with a snap of his finger. That's what I think needs to happen there. Because he got anger management issues like Hulk. You know what I mean? He's got to step up. And I don't really like Ant-Man either right now.
Who do we think won this particular cover? Who won this question? Who do you keep alive?
Felicia did.
Felicia.
Wait, I did? Because I'm
Okay, the panel voted on that.
Oh, thank you guys. You can touch, you can just, yeah, it's soft.
All right, next
She's
one.
like a watermelon
Yeah, right?
seed of a person.
Yeah. Making lots of people. Continue. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Mona. I'm asking this question because I was in Hall H and they were talking about the Predator and who could beat him or not. And this is with Adam in mind too. Who would win, the Predator or the proto-molecule from The Expanse?
Well, the proto-molecule already pretty much served me my own ass on a platter. So I think the proto-molecule wins against the Predator, 100%.
The proto-molecule does not discriminate.
No, it turns all of us into little chunks.
Whereas the predator seems to be more sporting and kind of,
You can tame the predator with a good meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The proto-molecule seems irrational, but if you sat you get like an 8-course tasting menu and you're like, Predator, guess what? We're going on a taste tour. I feel like you can make friends with
You
him or her.
can mesmerize the predator by laughing strangely. All of a sudden he's dazzled by you, he's like a dog. Just shake your keys at him. So complete the proto-molecule.
I agree. Well, the molecule, anything that's uncontrollable out of the, that would destroy, you're not going to have any way to control it. Predator, you could. You just, with the hair, the locks, the braid, just recycle. That's all you have to tell them. That's it. That was the lamest answer I've ever come up with in my life.
Western Western.
We don't recycle.
I just wouldn't want to be in the room. I mean, Predator, I remember seeing the first movie the first time, and it scared the crap out of me. Because, of course, because you couldn't see where he was, what was going on, and it was just that blurriness. And I wake up every morning now without my lenses in, and I see that blurriness. So both of them are completely freak out to me because I don't have control. All right, that's it.
The Terminator scared me because I was like, this white dude won't die. It doesn't matter how you shoot him, he just keeps coming back. It was fascinating. That was very frightening to me.
Now it's just therapy, guys. We're just talking about our lives.
You don't hang out.
I feel better. I feel better.
Ever had a dream your teeth are falling out, guys? All right. Next question.
Oh, hello. My name is Harrison.
Hi, Harrison.
If you could only have one thing for the rest of your life, amazing food, and this includes alcohol, or
Oh, yes, it
amazing
does.
sex, what would you choose?
Do you know who I'm married to?
We don't even need to go further now.
Anyone else?
We got nothing.
Your marriage.
We got nothing. I feel like at this time we're supposed to crown a winner of this debate, but you guys, I feel like you're all winners in my book. You're all delightful people.
Right there.
I'm honest about celebrating nerddom, about being yourself, about talking about the things that you love when you're a kid and things you're unafraid to tell people you love as an adult. It's also apparently about telling people about stuff that you should really be in therapy for. And occasionally upsetting people who brought their kids today. I want to remind everybody when you tweet about this debate, the hashtags are the great debate, all one word, and the hashtag SDCC. If you don't know that second hashtag, maybe you're in the wrong place.